What can digital advertising do for a business?
Digital advertising can do a great deal to a business. It's really through the digital channels that we can massively collect the data that we need to dig deeper into insights about our different segments, to really understand what is the triggers that are, motivating people to purchase our products. So to me, digital marketing is core to running a business. Looking at KPIs, we are coming from a very old school environment where digital meant how many visitors are you able to get to your website. Then everybody became social, and then suddenly it was all about how many likes can you get on Facebook. But really those numbers are maybe a little relevant, but mostly irrelevant. What we want to do is we want to see the actual call to actions that we are, making people able to react upon. So let's say if we present a white paper, how many people download it? Are we able to capture the public's interest with that information, that piece of content? If let's say we have a new app, a motor service app, how many people, again, are we able to not only download the app, but actually use certain functionalities within the app? I think that it's all a matter of looking at very specific details to understand what is driving the customer through our journey, or the journey that we try to sort of construct around them. And it's, of course, very quickly it becomes extremely complex. But if you take the time and the resources to start looking at the data that you can collect through the digital channels, you have a very, very valuable pool of information that you can use to become even more precise in your work.
You mentioned some branding KPIs, that white paper is downloaded, it is read, it is spread, etc. How about selling? How about sales?
Selling is really important. But how can you, if you look at Google probably coined it in the new CMOD, stating that it's not a matter of the last touch point or the first touch point. If you look at every customer journey, it will have an individual path. So even if you go through a lot of our content online or through the digital channels, you might end up purchasing offline. Vice versa, coming from a phone call, you might end up purchasing online. So it's becoming difficult to connect the dots on the individual path of the user. But of course we can see, and that is and will always be important, the top line and the bottom line, combined results of all our activities, right?
So what are your specific objectives for digital advertising?
That varies a lot about, depending on the activity. But it could be in terms of, again, if we are delivering content, let's say prevention content, how to avoid the damages to your house, your car, yourself, we will have a customer satisfaction, which would be a KPI there. Are you happy with the content that we delivered? Can you see that it's relevant to you? If it's a sales campaign, it will be, how many price quotes have we generated? How much actual sales have we generated? So again, it really depends.
How do you track on your objectives?
We use a complex network of systems to track it. We have the standard web tracking software, but we also have advanced tracking software, which can enable us to track the connection between our online and offline activities. It's probably one of the areas where we in Codan are ahead of most in the business.
And what is it that makes you ahead?
It is the composition of the systems that we're using today, and we are very happy with this model that we have come up with. It has taken us considerable resources, and we've been working hard on it for the last year and a half. I'm not going to go into too much detail about it. I just say that it's becoming more and more valuable for us every day.